Okay, good morning once again. Welcome to another session of our subject network and communication. Right, today we'll be discussing about IP addressing. So last time we discussed about the basic of networking and we discussed also cabling. So view kayo yung mga ano no videos about Ethernet cabling no. Say Mark, ano kayo rakista kayo dyan no? Okay. So, what is first? Let's know or let's understand what is IP addressing. So, IP addressing is are having different types. Okay, so when you do the IP addressing, there are many types of addresses. Dili lang di ay na siya basta. Dili lang di ay na siya basta. Magbutang lang kag address, sir. 192.168 dayon na siya. Mao jud na IP address. No. So there are actually various or different IP addresses. So and each IP addresses napo na siya yung mga functionalities. And those IP address also have a class. Okay? So, inga na ang IP addressing. So, IP address have many types. So, IP address are divided into three different types based on their operational characteristics. So, this one, we've already discussed the main foundation of this in the introduction of the basic networking. So, if you could still remember, unicast, okay? So, in unicast IP address. So, di ba, we understand that unicast, when you transmit an information, it will only be transmitted to from the source to the from the sender to the destination. So, it's a point-to-point transmission, okay? So, unicast IP address is an address, di ba? Pag transmit niya, ang unicast IP address is the actual address of a single interface. It is also the IP address of this type are used for one-to-one communication. So, matigingon ako ninyo. And unicast IP address are also used to direct packets to their specific host. So when you say host, okay, when you say host, so when you say host, it means that it is those computers or those who are connected to your network. Like for example, the computer itself, your phone, if your house is very high tech, even the refrigerator and the aircon is connected to the internet. So those are the hosts. So those are the ports where those devices are connected. Okay. So meaning in a unicast IP address, the address will be transmitted to a specific destination. Okay, for a specific device. So we have here an example. So for example, you have an IP address, a computer with an IP address of 192.168.0.50. So you are requesting to transmit an information to this server. So here in this picture above, you can see that the host wants to communicate with the server. Okay? So this computer wants to communicate with the server. It uses a unicast IP address of the server, which is 192.168.0.150. So to do so. So meaning, ang iyahang padungan na IP address is this one. Okay? So the IP address of this server is .0.50. So if you could see, the network that they are connected, they have the same network. So which is, this is a class C type of address. So later we will be discussing different classes of the IP addresses. Okay? So when we tackle subnettings and others. So from here, So, ang gusto niyang padungan is the 150. Okay? The 150 IP address. So, in Unicast, you can just ask directly to that IP address. So, it's like you want to send a invitation or send a letter to a specific person. Okay? So, in the group of office, you just want to tell something. So, i-direct yun na nimo kung kinsay gusto nimo istoryahan. Imagine na, pwede nga, maingon ka o sa classmate nimo nga, for example, si Maria, maingon ni Abing na gusto niyang ingnan si Abing na, Bing, nahumana ka sa project ni Sir. Di man po pwede maingon siya ni Mark, maingon siya ni Mark og Bing, Mark, og project si Abing. Maingon jud si Mark, malay ko ba? Di ba? So, basically, Unicast IP address is directed to your destination. So, those are the address na direct dun sa iyang destination. Okay. The next type of IP address is the multicast. So, we've known also what is a multicast from our previous topics. So, multicast is a one-to-many communication. So, compared to broadcast means that is one to everyone, di ba? So, multicast is one to many. So, meaning more than two, but not all. Okay? More than two, but not all. So, multicast message are sent to IP multicast group address. So, routers forward copies of packets out of every interface that has host subscribe that group addresses. So,
ang kani kay 100 man siguro ni. Kani kay 1
excuse me.
70 127.
Okay. Sorry. So, routers forward copies of packets out of every interface that has host that subscribe to that group address. So, meaning, ang router mo forward siya sa mga information sa mga host. Meaning, again, hosts are computers and devices connected to the network. So, don't be confused with the words. So, those are the terms used to identify those computers. So, mag-send siya copies sa daghang computer but naiuban nga dili niya sendan. That is multicast. Only the host that needs to receive the message will process the packets. So, meaning, sa gingon ako, so, only those na kinhanglan padadaan, marapay padadaan, but more than one. Okay? Not only one. Because if it is only one, then therefore, it is a unicast IP address. Then, all other hosts on the LAN will be discarded or discard them. So, katurang sendan. Then, the other is, wala. They will be living alone. So, from here, for example,
Ay nakarto ni ka ma'am. Kamo gipuksod. Kapsa mi gila na karton.
okay. If you can see, we have two hosts here, which is computer. So, this one is a router. Okay? The circle with output input na musod magawas, that is a router. This square is a switch, right? So, from here, this is a simple example of a multicast. So, a specific router. So, here, I have explanation here. From R1 sent a multicast packets to 224.0.0.9. So, mag-send daw siya og packet of information or data from this router ni R1. Mag-send daw siya padung ni IP address. Si IP address, this is an RIP version 2. So, sir, ano ng RIP? So, that is a routing na protocol na siya, internet protocol na siya. We will discuss this one as we go on with our topics. So, and the only routers on the network should read it, and R2 will receive. Okay? So, mag-send siya, and then your second router should receive the information. So, read it, and all other hosts on the LAN will discard the packet. So, okay. So, imagine you have two routers, one switch, and two computers connected to your switch. So, meaning ang imong routers, router 2, pwede na siya mo connected og mga cellphone, printers, and other devices. Okay? Na naka-network sa router 2. So, moingon ang router 1, so sa ka-division sa opisina. Okay? Kanyari, ang router na naa sa opisina sa chief of office, moingon siya og, I will send a memo to my engineering department na mga tao. Okay? So, dili lang basta usa ka tao. Dili lang, for example, dili lang basta usa ka computer ni head po sa engineering. So, meaning, ang boss mag-send pa dong sa tanang engineering. Okay? So, pag-send niya, kay niagi man siya sa switch, di ba? We know the functionality of switch. So, when it sends to the specific address, mo receive siya sa naka-connect aning router. And the other devices that is connected to the switch will not receive that information. So, that is a multicast. So, daghan siya kay, again, router switches could connect many hosts. So, it could connect and cater many hosts. So, next is a broadcast IP address. What is the advantage of broadcast IP address? Most of you guys, you are doing and you are connecting sa inyong computer, you are using the broadcast IP address, especially when you are doing the kanang auto connect, or you do yung kanang ang iyang IP address is auto generate lang. Automatic lang siya, wala mo mag static IP address. So mostly you are using broadcast IP address. So meaning you can connect as many as it could cater. So na mga IP addresses. So mga devices pwede mo connect as much as possible. So broadcast address is used to send all data to all possible destinations in the broadcast domain. The one-to-everyone communication. So, broadcast IP address is also the address of the networks that has all host bits on it. So, example, we have here the same, okay? The same example. So, the IP address, we have here the private IP address. So, private IP address, the situation here is that this router have this address which is have a subnet mask of 24. So because this IP address is a class C, so later you will know, sir, also manigipag storya ni sir na class C private IP address. So we will discuss that one. So R1 wants to communicate with all the hosts on the network and has sent a broadcast packet to the broadcast IP address, which is this one na IP address is i-transmit niya pa dong anak nila. So if you could see, it is 255. Sir, what does it mean 255? Meaning the last octet, sir, lain na po ng term. Okay, octet means there are this actually contains the a decimal value. This decimal value of 8 bits. Okay? So, octet. So, this is the 4th octet. So, do you have already do you have already the example of logic? Nakasuway na mo og logic? Guys? Nakasuway na mo ka ng mga binary operations sa ubang subjects ninyo? Ha? Nakatry na mo? Okay. So, here, this 255 is, or this 255 contains bits of 1s and 0s. Okay? So, here, so this is because the subnet mask of 255, 255, 255.